liberty. We get free, be me, working effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a God gonna dig big and trust. In a God gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. To the garden. There are a lot of promises in that song. There are a lot of promises. We are going to dig big and trust in the garden. We're going to create. We're going to elevate. We're going to, that song really says it all. So welcome to the Garden of Good. I'm so filled with love for you as I see your little squares. And I invite us off the top. People are putting it in the comments to just send love from your hands. You can rub them together, get some energy going. And I want you to send love to Kim in Kentucky. Just energy to Kentucky. Just seeing it from where you are to Kentucky. And let's bring that energy from Kentucky down to Ocala. Ocala, where Amy is. And then up to Warwick, Rhode Island. We're just starting with love tonight. Moving over to San Diego, where Anne is. I'm just kind of like sending energy to the vision of where everyone is in my mind with my hands. And I invite you to do it. It's very just fun. So going back down to Alabama and up to Olympia, I'd like to bring it over to Phoenix, even though Jeannie's not here. She's probably going to listen later. She has an event this evening. So we send love to Jeannie. And back to Charlotte. Look at that. I always love how we it's always coast to coast in the beginning, isn't it? It's so cool. So I'm so glad you're here. This week, our word of the week is space. And the Garden of Good is a gathering. And why we gather is to nourish creativity and connection with contemplative play. We like to think about our playing and play with our thinking and stop thinking about our playing. And I don't know, I rewrite this every week. We make good by showing up honestly and creating together. It's this idea of community, right? The bounce off. Kindness first. Please be nice to yourself when you do this. If you do this work, just open yourself and everything's up to you. The camera is optional. It is confidential. And I say cunt up top because we fucking swear here and that's it. It's my ministry. It is what it is. If you don't like it, namaste. Or don't stay. Nama, don't stay. I don't know. But I just love you and I'm glad you're here. And I hope I don't offend you, but whatever. Okay, Garden of Good. We are all year long, and we are in the beginning, the middle of the mind. We're in the middle of the mind right now. We're in May, right? Happy May. Happy May. We do roots, we work on inside stuff, and fruits, outer goals, and we'll talk about that. I swear. Ease and grace fills my space. Sing it with me. Ease and grace fills my space. I live a spacious life. And then you take a breath. I live a spacious life. Yeah? From the top, here we go. Ease and grace fills my space. Ease and grace fills my space. I live a spacious life. I live a spacious life, yeah. Come on, one more time. Sing it with me. Ease and grace, hey, fills my space, yeah. Ease and grace filled my space. I live a spacious life. I live a spacious life. Ooh, just ooh with me. Ooh, ooh. Whatever you want to make. Make your own ooze. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ease and grace fills my space. Ease and grace fills my space. I live a spacious life. I live a spacious life. I have a spacious life. am a spacious life. Sing it with me one more time. Ease and grace fills my space. Ease and grace, snap it out, fills my space. I live a spacious life. Yeah, harmonize with me. I live a spacious life. Yeah. I can hear y'all.
Oh, yes, my space is filled with ease and grace. My life is spacious, my mind is spacious, and my soul is here to expand and express right here, right now. I allow the breath of life to breathe me, open me, and fill me with love. I tune in. I tune into a loving presence, a frequency of joy, creating a space of goodness and peace. One more time. Oh, yes, my space is filled with ease and grace. My life is spacious, my mind is spacious, and my soul is here to expand and express. Right here, right now, I allow the breath of life to breathe me, open me, and fill me with love. I tune into a loving presence, a frequency of joy, creating a space of goodness and peace.
First thing we do in the garden is the gift of gratitude. Get your journal out or your book. If you are using your Make Good book, I want you to turn to page 107. 107 is where your gratitude list is this.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's called Queen of the Universe. It's the divine feminine power of creative life energy. She is the personification of space. I wish I knew who owned this. I really should keep a better log of who owns what work of mine, like art. But somebody out there owns that painting. Outer space, inner space, the space between space. The spaces in between the letters and words in this book. Personal space, working space, your space, taking space, needing space, giving space, being in space. Zoom user coming in. I naturally take up a lot of space. I am a large energy. I've tried to make myself smaller in many, many ways. To make my body smaller, my personality less loud. But I am who I am, and I tend to be a space taker-upper. And I continue to learn to accept this about myself and celebrate it. My good friend did a guided visualization with me once where she told me to picture myself in the vast expanse of space. She had me try to seek the edges of space, told me to picture myself floating out in the darkness, surrounded by stars. It was weirdly scary. Take a moment, right now if you would, to try it. Why not? Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. And imagine yourself floating in the middle of the galaxy. And notice that there is no end. The eternality can be overwhelming, but what's so beautiful about there being so much space is that it's perfectly okay to take up as much as you want to take up. There's enough space for you to just be you. And I just love that. I read it very dramatically. So if you go to page 105, it says, as you draw circles, notice the space inside and outside of them. Fill them in while considering allowing yourself to take up space. So this is what we're going to doodle. I'm going to show you. It's going to be kind of that prompt, similar to what is written in the book. This is kind of the prompt, okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to not logically take a dark color and just start drawing some circles that overlap. I want you to be intuitive about this. Start in the center. That's going to be you, right? Just a circle in the center. And then just draw, 4 or 5 other circles. They can be overlapping. They don't have to be overlapping. Let me show you. Remember, if you're going to mark in your book, to put a page in between. Like, for instance, like this, you see? And this is the spaces in your life, like who you spend your space with, what you spend your space on, for instance. And then I want you to label these spaces. And I want you to label the middle one me. And that's your space. That's you. That's the space of you. And then these are the things that I put, because these are the things that I give space to in my life. I put family, dreams, music, fantasy, play, art, AJ, friends, rest. These are the things that I give my space to. Take about, 2 minutes here to write in your things that you give your space to. Watch it later. Like orange is the color of your creative chakra, your second chakra. And orange is also, I think, a color of like life and zest. And you think about oranges, you think about like brightness. So for me, orange was my friends. When I'm talking to my friends, I'm so energized. So I thought, well, where else am I energized? Where else do I have that orange energy? It's in music. It's when I'm doing music or when I'm playing. And then for me, I'll tell you one more color and then I'll let you play by yourself while I do a little talk. Another color that really I use a lot is purple. Because purple, I've told you before, purple is the most difficult color to recreate because it's the least in nature, I think, or something like that. It's the hardest dye to create. So for me, purple always represents spirit. And so I surrounded myself in purple because I feel like I am spirit. And then I surrounded everything in spirit. And then I put spirit in my art. And I put spirit in my dreams. You see what I'm saying? Just playing with color, intention, and what you put in your space. Playing with space. We're just playing with space tonight. Inner space, outer space, all of it. The idea also that came to me today that I really want to talk about, and I think spring really shows us how to do this, but I'm not great at it in general, but it's ease. That's why ease and grace is what kind of guided tonight. I really wanted to bring in the idea of ease and talk about space. And right away, I just want to say that we can find space because we live in a universe that's mostly space. When scientists look at atoms, the building blocks of everything, they find almost all of it is open space. If the center of the atom were the size of a pea, the rest of it would stretch out like a huge stadium, which means this body, this life, is far more spacious than it appears. Doesn't everything feel so dense? It's not. And you look out at the cosmos, the distance between the stars is so vast that light moving at 186,000 miles per second still takes years to travel across it. Space isn't just like a little bit of openness. It's immense. And somehow we are in the middle of it, participating in it. We're right breathing inside of it. We're in space. We are floating in space. So what does it mean to find space in human life, in our human life? Because sometimes we don't always feel like a vast open galaxy. Sometimes we feel like that dense, like packed, like almost like a packed closet. Anybody have any packed closets? But finding space can be very small. Like right now, just take a moment to notice your breath. There's a moment that the breath comes in and a moment as it leaves. And when we notice that, slower breaths can settle your body, can bring steadiness. Space, taking space and creating space has an effect. Your brain actually responds in a really interesting way. There's this network in your brain that becomes active when you're resting, daydreaming, letting your mind wander. That's often when insight happens, when ideas connect, when creativity comes online. So those moments when you're just like staring out the window or walking without a plan or just sitting and doing nothing, something is happening. Space is doing what it does. It's doing work. And there's something surprising that happens for me. I know when I'm boredom, and I've been hearing about boredom because we're not doing boredom anymore with our phones, right? We're not allowing ourselves to be bored. We don't love that word. We just tend to fill it immediately. We're just going to reach for that phone or scroll or check something or whatever. But studies have shown that when people allow themselves to be bored, they often become more creative afterward. Their minds start to generate ideas. Boredom is this doorway. This is interesting. There was a study where people were asked to do a very repetitive, boring task, and afterward they were given a creative challenge. The people who had been bored came up with more imaginative and original ideas than the people who hadn't. It's like the mind, given a little bit of space, starts to stretch. So letting yourself be bored is not a waste of time. It's kind of openness. It's an inner space. And we begin to feel this in our environments too. In design, feng shui is always considering the space as much as the objects. The space in a room. When we have space in a room, it feels better, right? It feels better when energy moves freer. I mean, I love a clutter moment, but it's nice to have a clearing. And it's not about less, it's about flow. You walk into a wide open room and something in you just softens. And you step out into the big sky and your whole body will respond. There's this natural recognition. I myself have been looking for spaciousness in small ways, in ordinary moments. And something interesting has been happening. When I just find even the littlest bit of it, I feel so much lighter. And there's like this sense of room and movement. And this is where ease and grace, this is our song, ease and grace, ease and grace. Oh, that didn't work there, but I was going to put our song again there. Ease and grace fills the space. Ease and grace fills the space. So, life is unfolding and you're right here with it. So maybe space is here. It's here right now. We tune into it. We recognize it. A pause, a breath, even boredom. I was in my studio yesterday. I was down there and I was so uninspired and it was so messy down there. And I looked around and I noticed that I was kind of bored and uninspired. And I let myself be bored and uninspired. And I looked around and I thought, what a beautiful mess. I just took a moment to think, what a beautiful mess is life. A beautiful, chaotic, yet perfectly ordered blessing of a mess. You are a beautiful, chaotic, yet perfectly ordered blessing of a mess. And the more we notice and allow the spaciousness and the messiness, the more it just appears in the middle of a busy day. In the middle of a conversation, you can just find that space to create anew. So we're asking today about space. Where do you make space? What do you give your space to? Do you have enough space? Do you take up enough space? And do you let yourself take space between decisions, between thoughts, between words, between one moment and the next? So, find space, finding space, letting it open, letting ease and grace move through it. That is the call of the day. Call of the day. And so it is. And I hope you are able to see how incredible you are in the space you take up and the things that take up space in your life. So the next little exercise we're going to do, a little creative slash intuitive exercise we're going to do, is we're going to do an inventory of our spaces in this way. I want you to take a piece of paper, and you can do this on page 104 if you like, or on the back of 106, or you can do it in your journal. But what you're going to do is you're going to just put a line down the middle of the page. And on the left-hand side, you're going to write chaos, clutter, busy. Chaos, clutter, busy on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to write spacious, open, easy. Spacious, open, easy. And I want you to just list the things in your life that feel chaotic, cluttery, or busy. And then the things in your life that feel spacious, open, and easy. Tune in and just kind of intuitively list. Don't judge yourself. Where are you busy and cluttered and chaotic? Is it your sock drawer?
Yeah.
Is it your taxes from last year? Is it, I don't know. It's you know. And where are you spacious, open, and easy? Is it in your thoughts? Kind of bring us to a close here. Kim's back again. She keeps getting knocked out. I'm going to very quickly say thank you. And I'm grateful for all of your love offerings for tonight and for any night that we're in the garden. I love when I got a check in the mail last week. That was so cool. It inspired me to send the check to my teacher for my class that I'm in right now. Instead of, Venmoing him, I wound up sending him a card and a check, which felt really fun. So I love receiving things in the mail. So thank you very much. You know who you are. And I just love when I'll get a gift in the middle of the week at some point. So feel free to give any time and however much you can. And I'm just very grateful. And the Garden Grams, Somer was so sweet to put that link right there. That is to all of our addresses. If you're not on that, please add your address.
As we begin settling in gently and just allow your body to land wherever you are, either your feet on the floor or resting wherever you sit. Allow your hands to become soft and your shoulders easy. And just notice your breath as it moves and feeling your breath arrive as you inhale. And feeling your breath leave as you exhale. And begin to notice that there is space in the breath. That there is a natural opening as the inhale comes in and a soft release as the exhale moves out. And right there in that gentle rhythm, space is already here. And just allow yourself to feel that space. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to your body and notice the space around your body. Notice the air touching your skin. Notice the room holding you. And then just for a moment, sense the space within your body. The openness and the aliveness. The quiet movement inside. And just allow that idea for a moment that there is spaciousness here inside too. And now let your awareness widen a little more. And just sense the room, the space above you, the space around you, extending in all directions. Like an expanding bubble all around you. There's nothing to reach for. Just notice that you are in that expanding bubble. You're held in it. And as you rest here, there's nowhere else to be. Just awareness resting in space. If thoughts come, they can move through like clouds. And just allow them to do that. If sensations arise, they can be held in this openness. Everything has room here. Everything belongs. And gently notice how ease begins to show up. It can show up as a softening, a lightness. Ease could be a quiet sense of being carried. And from this place, feel the simplicity of simply being. Feel the simplicity of breathing, of just being aware and present. Surrounded by space, filled with space, moving as space. Take one more slow, easy breath in and let it flow out. And when you're ready, gently come back, bringing this space, this sense of spaciousness with you, and knowing it's always here whenever you notice. And just like that, you're home.
Oh, beautiful. Giving some rubbing love to our good friend Kim. Thank you. All right, my beloved gardener friends, look around at the squares. Send love to all of you beautiful people. I'm going to get off after the song because food has arrived. But feel free to reach out to me this week if you want to chit chat or whatnot. I am going to just say a quick prayer, knowing that health and wellness surrounds Gayleen, and knowing that each of us has a wonderful, wonderful night tonight and a restful, spacious sleep. Knowing that the creative spirit has created a little more space inside of you to let yourself fill up your space so beautifully as you do, as the star that you are, the star that you are. I love you. Bye-bye. Here we go. Play, pray, slay. In the dark, gonna make good today. In the dark, gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. I'm Amy from the GOG, Garden of Good Creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, live.